Hi there, superstars. How are you guys? I'm bringing in everybody from Instagram, so hang on just a second so we can merge our audiences here. So excited to be with you on this Sunday night. Hope you guys are all doing well. Let's see here. Let's get everyone together. All right, we've got the whole community together. So I'm coming to you live at Sunday night. You guys are on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and we've got everyone together to break down the headlines, take your questions, and get ready for the week ahead. It's a short week maybe for some of you, Labor Day right around the corner. So hopefully you guys have some plans and some fun things to do if you're here in the United States. I know we have people with us from all around the world. So welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Sunday night. Hopefully the weekend went well. How many of you guys are moms? Raise your hand. I had a great weekend, but guess where I spent it? I feel like this happens, like it kind of sort of caddies each other, but I spent most of it at tennis tournaments with my daughter. And it was amazing to see her kind of come into her power and really own the racket and her confidence build. So proud of her, but spent a lot of time with her. And then my son and I worked together to pick up a new sport. He is learning to play squash. So we've had a really good mom-kid weekend, I've got to say, and even got a date in with Vic. So overall, completely productive weekend. Feel so recharged and revitalized, but got the mom thing down, got the wife thing down. Now we're going into doctor mode and we're going to break down these headlines. But before we do, I have a winner for the giveaway basket. Hopefully you guys all registered for that. We are doing weekly giveaways through August and early September just to get over the pandemic and feel a little bit better about everything that's going on. But it was the hormone balancing basket, and I have her name written down, but I believe it's Anne Marie Cheek Hall from Chamblee, Georgia, won that basket. So congratulations. And I'm about to announce the next one. Are you guys ready? The next giveaway is going to be a Healthy Kids basket. We have got the Rainbow Light Multi, the Genexa, which is a great brand, by the way. Genexa is all about clean medications, clean supplements, getting the toxins and preservatives out of everything. So we've got their vitamin D, both a little mini dropper and a chewable pill. And then Calm, which is one of my favorite sources of magnesium, along with a probiotic. So we've got that kids giveaway basket. I'll be posting it tomorrow. Make sure you enter, tag 3 to 4 friends, and we'll close it out Friday. I let it go an extra day this week just because I forgot to remind you guys. So anyhow, so that's coming out. And then don't forget, there's so many great resources on drtaz.com, doctortaz.com. There's an immune support guide for going back to school, for being a healthy mom, for understanding the mom-child connection. Tons of content, doing lots of brain dumps recently. So take advantage of it and use it to really optimize your health and the health of your family. All right, we're going to get into this. We're going to start with a quote. In the end, some of our greatest pains become our greatest strengths. So whatever you're going through right now, know that we are all in this together. And sometimes there are lessons on the other end of this, right? So sometimes there's a gift, a lesson. It's almost like we have to walk through a really dark time to get to the other side. I don't know what that other side is like for all of us right now, but I do know that wherever you are and whatever you are dealing with, that please have strength and resilience and faith that we will all get through this and we'll get through it together. I've talked to more and more of you every day, whether it's in the clinic or personally, or even more on a world stage, where the anxiety, the depression, the mental health component of what you're going through is starting to weigh heavier than anything physical you might be dealing with. And I'm worried. I'm worried about you. There are folks that are struggling to keep their businesses alive. There are people that are struggling to keep their health in check. There are folks that are really worried about their children and trying to juggle virtual school and maintain a full-time job. So it's a lot. This is a really tough time. We are being tested. And I call upon all of you to rely on one another and to come together as a community so that you can get through this and we can get through this together. Again, I've talked about this so many times already, but the pandemic, as painful as it has been, and as challenging and as stressful as it has been, has also brought incredible gifts. It's given me time back. It's given me creativity back. It's given me an opportunity to evaluate things very critically and really decide what it is that I want and what's important to me. And it's made me value what I already have. I kind of always live in the space of wanting to do more and being more and all that other stuff. But it's truly made me value some of what's already right in front of me. And I hope it's doing the same for you. If you're struggling, again, please reach out, please get help. I am worried about so many people. I have spent hours in my exam room talking to people about their anxiety and their depression and their fears, and I feel it. So I think collectively we've got to come together and hope that together we're stronger and we can get through this no matter what's ahead. And what is ahead is not that bad. And I'm going to break these headlines down for you. I've gotten to be less shy about this over the months, but I continue to be incredibly frustrated with the coverage that we're getting when it comes to the pandemic, when it comes to so many different issues, because we are dealing with a virus. We are dealing with coronavirus. It is in the family of cold viruses. And as I go through these studies, and you've seen studies before, essentially the same pattern is emerging. So I'm starting to feel like a broken record, where ultimately the nature of this virus and the toll it takes depends on your immune system. I'm going to say that again. The nature of this virus and the toll it takes depends on your immune system. And if your immune system is not in the right place, and there's so many variables to that and so many nuances to that, then yes, of course, like any virus, it becomes incredibly serious. And the sicker you are, the more serious that sickness is. So what do we do? Where's our power? Where's our strength? Where's our hope? The hope is in changing healthcare. The hope is in changing how you guys think about health and what is healthy and how to define it and how to move forward once you have the information. Don't want to lose my voice on you, but this is hard work, guys. This is not take this pill and you shall be well. This is not do this one thing and everything will be okay. This instead is thinking really hard about your health and the health of your loved ones. What is their diet? What are their nutrients? What is their sleep, their stress levels? How much sugar are they getting in? All of these things matter now more than ever before. Why is the United States of America so sick? Well, we were already sick. 40% of us were obese. We already had one of the worst regulated food manufacturing sort of practices in the world. We had more toxins in our food, more sugar in our food. We had already primed the landscape to get sick. And now if there's any lesson coming out of all of what we've seen, it's that we've got to have a different conversation around health, around healthcare, around leadership, and around what matters when it comes to taking care of our families. All right, that's enough. I'll get off my soapbox, guys. You want to know the headlines? I know that. Let's get into it. I get really upset about this stuff. I'm just so tired of people not having the conversations that really matter and instead having the conversations all about fear. All right, this first one, super excited about. Let me tell you why. Be well, a potential role for vitamin B in COVID-19. Why am I so excited about this? I love B vitamins. I've been talking about B vitamins in practice for over a decade, so much so that in the early years of the practice, I couldn't find a B formula that works. So I came up with this, which is Boost. It's a methylated B formula with all the different Bs in it. And I was using it more for hormone balance, for energy, for mood. But this study makes me think about something else. This is essentially saying that B vitamins play a significant role in immune function. I'm going to read verbatim exactly what this is saying. This is saying micronutrients, vitamin C and vitamin D, which we've talked about, right, have gained much attention during the pandemic because of their anti-inflammatory and immune supporting properties. Low D and C resulted in coagulopathy, which is where your blood gets sticky and you start throwing clots, suppresses the immune system, and makes your white count drop, which is basically how your immune system works. Now we're showing that similarly, vitamin B deficiency can impair cell and immune system function, leading to inflammation and something called hyperhomocystinemia. That's when your homocysteine level is up and that triggers inflammation. So again, a super exciting study for me and for my world is that now the B vitamins, which I've been talking about forever, are playing a role in how your immune system works. So that's something to pay attention to. Then the article further goes down, and I won't bore you to death and break down every single B, but it does break down what B1 will do for the immune system, what B2 will do, what B3 does, what B6 does, and it talks about how each of these B vitamins are so critical for overall immune function. And at the end of the article, it basically draws the conclusion vitamin B not only helps to build and maintain a healthy immune system, but it could potentially prevent or reduce COVID-19 and treat SARS-CoV-2 infections. So again, hope, right? Hope and promise and something positive. B vitamins, along with C and D, making a difference when it comes to COVID-19, and more importantly, making a difference when it comes to your immune system. It's important to know where these numbers are. It's important to know if you're in the right place when it comes to these nutrients. We are missing the mark when it comes to thinking about health and how to stay healthy. These are the things that matter. Which leads me to this next article from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. This is a study that they did questioning the efficacy of a COVID-19 vaccine. And here's why. Here's what they're thinking. And the concern around the vaccine really focuses on obesity. I started this out tonight talking about how 40% of Americans were obese. 40%, guys, that's a really big number. Now, the concern is that the flu vaccine historically doesn't work as well when the BMI, or your basal metabolic index, is over 30. And that's a lot of us here in the United States. I don't know about around the rest of the world. But again, this article talked about the troubling link between coronavirus and obesity. It talks about the fact that 40% of Americans are obese, and of the coronavirus cases, when the BMI is high, over 30, 113% more likely to have increased risk of hospitalization, 74% higher chance of being put in the ICU, and then a higher risk of death of 48%. Those are big numbers. Obesity matters. It's a big deal. It was already a public health crisis here in the United States, but it's associated with so many of the risk factors for COVID-19, including hypertension, heart disease, diabetes, kidney disease, and liver disease. So again, understanding that this is not just fear about coronavirus, but the fact that coronavirus, given other health conditions and situations, we've now talked about nutrient deficiencies, we're now talking about weight and obesity, are important players in how this thing is going to play out. And a part of why I think the United States is having such a hard time with it. All right, so that was that one. All right, let's move on and talk about a couple of other things, switching gears just a little bit, still talking about the pandemic because a new study comes out every single day, but talking about the effect of the quarantine on our older adults, talking about how lockdowns and isolation has affected them, and commenting on the increase in depression, loneliness, mental health issues among our elderly. So again, I think this is more of just a reminder. I don't think this is anything new or shocking necessarily, but I think it's just a reminder that if you do have an elder in your family, or an elderly person that you know, check in on them. A lot of them are struggling with this feeling of isolation and not being able to see their loved ones or connect with their loved ones. This is just wrong. I don't know how else to say it. It's just wrong. But 60% say they are feeling depressed, feeling more anxious, and anxious to reconnect with people that they love. And I know that, for those of us that have elderly parents, and it's a hard call, right? Do we go see them? Do we not go see them? What is the right thing to do? Again, I think it's just taking precautions, like taking the right precautions, keeping the right measures in place, hand hygiene, face masks, the appropriate social distancing, not being in huge crowds. That stuff matters. And that's worked in other countries that have all reopened and resumed commingling. So again, I want us to remember that we've got to walk a middle line with this. This is not fear, fear, fear. We're all dying. We're all going downhill. Everyone's doing everything wrong, which is kind of the message I feel like we're getting. And it's also like, it's not, hey, nothing's happening. It's all okay. Masks don't matter. We've got to walk that middle road. And that middle road is still the basics: hand hygiene, face mask, observing appropriate social distancing, but at the same time, doing our due diligence with taking care of our immune health, watching our health markers so that we in turn can stay healthy and not spread it from person to person. All right, estrogen. Women, super women, where are you? Here's another reason we're super women. We have estrogen, and estrogen appears to be protective when it comes to COVID-19. Sorry, guys. I know I have a lot of you guys listening out there. Sorry about that. But estrogen seems to protect the heart. So it seems to lower things like hyperhomocystinemia, which is where there's a lot of inflammation, and a lot of inflammation around the heart in particular. And that in turn seems to be protective for women. And if we do look at the data, we do see it's affecting, the mortality does seem to be higher in men than it is for women. So women, your estrogen matters. Might make you moody, might make you grumpy, might make us bloat, but hey, it's protecting us. So that's a good thing. So I thought that was a little bit of a rah-rah call for all of you super women out there. All right, now back to this debate with kiddos. Who sent their kids back to school? We did. I don't know if any of you out there have sent their kids to school, or if you're doing virtual school, or what you're doing with that lovely debate. So lots of debate there. And here is the challenge. And that brings up a couple of other things, because the CDC, as you know, also revised their testing guidelines. So here's the debate with children. The majority of children with COVID-19 positive symptoms or COVID-19 positive test results often don't have symptoms, right? They're asymptomatic. So the concern is, are they spreading it? Are they not? And the debate is, how infectious are they when they get a positive test? And that's exactly what this article from Children's in DC is talking about. About 22% of children never develop symptoms, 20% were asymptomatic but developed symptoms later, and 58% were symptomatic at their initial test. Here's the problem. The link between testing and transmission is unclear. A qualitative positive or negative on testing doesn't reflect how infectious somebody necessarily is. And also, there's a lot of debate about testing reliability. So what are we supposed to do here, right? We keep reading these studies, they contradict each other. One says this, one says that. Bottom line, children, immune system. Children have better T-cell mediated immunity. This is a coronavirus. It's in the cold family. They may carry it, but they'll fight it. It doesn't mean they're going to transmit it necessarily to somebody else if they've reduced the viral load. They do need to be tested. They do need to be watched. They need to be contact traced. But the debate the CDC even is having right now is, how reliable is a positive test? Does it really mean somebody is going to get coronavirus or spread it? And does it really mean you need to shut things down? So again, so confusing. I think our best bets are to make every attempt to get our kids back in school. Every country in the world has done this, guys. And then to monitor closely the symptoms and the infectivity rate of clusters and communities so that we can make changes as we need to. And the lesson is, we got to pivot. We can't have it one way or the other way. I heard one politician say he's going to shut the country back down. We can't stand another shutdown. There are too many people suffering from the other fallout of shutdowns. So we've got to have balance when we look at the overall picture. You guys have to wear masks. You have to wash your hands. You have to take care of yourself. You have to stay home if you're sick. Don't go places if you have a fever. It's common sense stuff that we can all do that will make a difference. So those are all the studies of the week. That's a lot of information. I know I'm getting some comments and questions, so let me see if I can answer some of those. Let's see. Hello from Western New York. Hello, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I know we've got people all over. We got folks joining in from Australia. Welcome from Australia. Let me look over here at Facebook and see what's going on there. BMI is good, but but nothing like the hip waist ratio I've got going on right now. Oh, I feel you. Menopause, hormones, out of balance makes this tough. Seem to be hitting a wall, but not giving up. All right, so I'm assuming you're struggling with weight, but again, when your BMI is good, you are not in a high inflammatory state. That's really the distinction we're trying to make. Many of us, men and women, struggle with getting into that, weight range that we want to get into, fitting or having our clothes fit a certain way. Women in menopause do have more issues with gaining weight around the belly and altering that waist to hip ratio. But if your BMI is under 30, ideally under 25, then you're not in the world of inflammation and having a lot of these inflammatory type setup where you're going to be high risk for COVID. So we're talking about it in relationship to that. But again, I, by the way, have a ton of resources about weight and weight loss and gut health. If any of you are interested in that, go to drtaz.com. There is so much on there. There's a belly fix course. There's a 10-day jumpstart if you just want to take 10 days out. We just completed it recently and it was a huge success and lots of fun to see everybody sharing everything back and forth. So we did that as well, but that's an option for you too if you just want to try to lose some stuff there. There's my product called the Belly Fix that's supposed to help with reducing abdominal weight because, again, it's aimed at candida. But lots of resources there. Check it out. Take a look, drtaz.com. There's a weight loss guide, a weight loss quiz, all that other stuff. I see a lot of moms on here. It looks like you guys are all in tournaments just like me today. And it can be a long day, but that feeling of pride is something, right? Like when I was traveling a lot, I had trouble making a lot of these games and tournaments and things like that. But you observe so much when you're watching these kids play, and you can kind of see, where they lack confidence and where they might need a little push, and you kind of get competitive out there. I don't even play tennis. I have the worst hand-eye coordination in the history of mankind, I'm pretty sure. But I got out there, I'm like, oh, that ball, that was out. So that was kind of fun. But anyhow, all right, I don't see any other questions. If you guys have any questions, feel free to DM or text me. Those are the headlines that I thought were relevant for the week. Reminders for the week ahead. Let's talk about that. Remember to enter the next giveaway. That is for your children. So if you don't have children, I'm sorry. The one after this will be more adult focused, but this is a kids healthy immune basket to keep your children healthy as we're going into back to school, into fall, and all the viruses will be mixed up together. So really keeping your children healthy, keeping yourselves healthy is going to be paramount, and optimizing some of what we've already hit today, C and D and zinc and B, and getting enough sleep, making sure your kids are not over consuming sugar. It feels like a constant war, but really watching those things makes a difference when it comes to their health. So the kids giveaway basket I will post tomorrow. You can tag 3 friends and enter it, and then we'll pull it Friday by 6 p.m. is typically my goal, and announce it on Sunday again. This Sunday I may not be doing lives. I think we're going to be trying to do a mini getaway. We'll see how that goes, but we'll still post the winners, and you guys still send me your questions. Happy to answer all of those. We will also remember, one more reminder, if you guys have not joined the tribe, join the Taz tribe, go ahead online. You can go to drtaz.com or Instagram, join the tribe. You get all this great stuff. You get the guides delivered to your email box, webinar links directly in your email box as well. All great discount codes for products and things like that. So lots of fun stuff. And then we do a Q&A in a private Facebook group as well, and have all of our special projects run from there too. So join the Taz tribe if you've not done that. And that is a fun place for us to connect as well. All right, so that's all I've got for this Sunday night. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate it so much. I hope you guys all have a fabulous week ahead. I hope you stay positive and hopeful, and know that we will all get through this. We will all get through this together, and maybe turn the TV off every now and then so you don't have to listen to all the fear-mongering news. But again, follow your dreams. They know the way. They're going to get us to where we need to go. And I believe that good always wins. Hope always wins. The light will overcome the darkness, and we will get through this together. Stay healthy, stay well, stay superpowered. Thank you for joining me on a random Sunday night, and I will see you guys soon. Take care.